change has there been in the conversation about UFOs in your mind?
It's been a massive change. It's been a 180-degree turn. This subject has come out of the fringe and into the mainstream. I think a few years ago, if you'd stopped someone in the street, they would say, oh yeah, X-Files, crazy conspiracy stuff and things like that. Now, as you say, there have been revelations about the Pentagon having a program called ATIP that looked at this. There have been classified briefings in Congress, and a few weeks ago, a public hearing. Last summer, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence issued a preliminary assessment of all this. So suddenly, we are having a conversation, and it's interesting because it's completely bipartisan. A number of Republican and Democrat congressional representatives are looking at this. There have been discussions in both the House and the Senate, the intelligence committees, the armed services committees. It's suddenly, people are seeing this as a defense and national security issue.
Well,
what a fucking joke.
Because, it's close to home. We're in Los Angeles. This is, the big thing that broke this open.
Yeah,
was,
you screwballs.
These Navy
got
pilots,
bad news for you.
I believe there were some off the coast of Southern California, but then others off the East Coast, who came forward and said it had these sightings. A story came out last month saying that California's had more UFO sightings than any other state.
Ooh.
I mean, when you look into this issue, it's amazing.
No one's looking
Los
into
Angeles
it.
Has had one of the most famous UFO sightings of all times that occurred.
Why are these UFOs hanging around me, people? Paul Wilson Lindner Jr.
Maybe kind of back us up a bit. When do people start seeing UFOs in Los Angeles and Southern California, and then and maybe talk a little about that big sighting, and then what's
these
what's
frauds, these Hollywood hybrid hacks.
Sure. Well, I think you can say it's almost one of these truisms that people have probably seen strange things in the sky since the dawn of time.
Oh.
UFO
Pip, pip,
really dates
hooray.
back to the Second World War and the immediate post-war period. That's when it came to public attention. And yeah, the so-called Battle of Los Angeles is one of these classic cases. It's 1942. It's just a few weeks after Pearl Harbor, and essentially something flew and was seen over Los Angeles, and all the civil defense folks with their anti-aircraft guns essentially opened up on something.
Really?
They fired their powerful searchlights up at it.
Ooh,
and
powerful.
there's an iconic picture that I think is in the archives of one of the old Los Angeles papers showing something caught in these beams,
Something.
and all the AAA being